Hey, how's it going? I was reading this article by the New York Times on their website, and it was talking about how younger children and teenagers are becoming more or are addicted to technology and looking at their screens all the time. The article in particular was, I think it was labeled, yeah, it was called "Screen Addiction is Taking a Toll on Children," and I'll link the article in the description if you want to read it, if you're curious. Um, he was just, talking about how being addicted to a screen all the time, you know, can interrupt any developing social skills. You can be prone to depression and anxiety. Um, what else to say? Like physical pain, you can be prone to that. Um, such as back pain and pain in your joints and fingers. Um, and it just basically was, um, it had like people talking about how their children are addicted to screens, and how there's no um, communication involved between them and their children. It's just like they're addicted to their screens all the time. And it was just, talking about all that. And sadly, I am a part of the people they are talking about. I spend nearly all my time at a computer screen. And to be honest, I really don't know what else to do. I wouldn't say technology is what is what made me this way. By that I mean like with my social skills and how they're pretty much non-existent. I can't really talk to people at all. Um, I was like that before I ever um, really figured out how like to even use a computer or play video games all the time, stuff like that, right? Anything technology oriented. It was way before that, man. I mean, back in kindergarten, I got picked on all the time. And I was a very happy kid back then, a very happy little kid. I tried to get along with everybody, you know. And my parents always told me that I was a very, very sociable little kid back then. But for some reason, those kids, even in kindergarten, just picked on me all the time. And at that young of age, like 5, 6 years old, that can really damage you socially. And, it continued. I mean, not as much, it wasn't as prevalent, but I still got picked on during elementary. And, I had friends, but me and my parents had to move after elementary, grade 6. And that meant I had to go to a completely new school where I didn't know anybody. And it was really, really tough. I tried to make friends with people, and I just couldn't. And I only had this one person I talked to for the beginning of grade 7, and he abandoned me. And for some reason, he kind of just rejected me later on, and I was left with nobody. And from there on, it was really hard for me to talk to people, to make friends. And I said, well, if I can't be friends with anybody, I might as well just take my happiness, whatever happiness I have, to my computer screen, to video games. Because really, I find enjoyment in that. I get depressed about how, about those bad times of rejection, and how I can't make friends, how I've never even talked to a girl before, can't even create friendships, relationships. Um, I feel like an alien, walking through a world full of people I can't even relate to, you know. So, I get depressed about that, but really when I go to my computer screen or play video games, I get enjoyment from that, man. I don't get depressed. I get enjoyment. And really, if something makes you happy, that's really all that matters, you know? What someone does shouldn't matter to someone else. Of course, if the parent really cares about their child and wants them to develop socially, really get them out there, pressure them. Yeah, well, that's up to the parent's discretion, right? I tried doing that, man. I tried getting out there, making new friends, and even like this year, I went to a party at the beginning of this year. I just got rejected horribly, man. And that was just a realization for me, like, I can't talk to anybody. I can't. But I get enjoyment from the things that this article labels as bad, and what most people would label as bad as well. I get enjoyment from that, and really, that's all that matters. If something makes you happy, isn't hurting anyone else, then I don't see what's wrong with it. There really isn't anything wrong with it. There really isn't. And it shouldn't matter to anyone else except the parents, really, because, it's your child. But to any stranger, it shouldn't matter. It's not their problem. And it's not even a problem if they're enjoying what you label as a problem. So, that's really all I gotta say about that. It's not technology that has made me this way to not have any effective social skills. It's more just society, really. Society has made me this way. The kids have rejected me. And I know that later on it's only going to get worse because I'm only 16. And I'm entering grades 11 this September. And I don't really know what to expect. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I'm not getting depressed by any of this. I get happiness from the things that this article labels as bad, and if it makes you happy, it's really all that matters.